Good morning, everybody. My name is Robin Graves, and this is the world according to Graves. Um, Let me get a little sippage here. Yes, Mountain Dew. Come talk to me, Pepsi. I've been telling you for a while. So you get this open. I love this sound. There we go. A little sippage for you. Good grief. And Mike, I know I've been forgetting you about it. Got you two for Jigsaw and Three from Hell. Believe me, I'm a big fan of the Saw series. Always have been. I love horror movies. I love uh, things like this. There's no monster. It's just a psychopath. And Three from Hell is a sequel to The Devil's Rejects, which was a sequel to excuse me, House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, a lot of you out there complain about House of a Thousand Corpses not being very good. There are actually two versions. The first version was actually too violent. Too much stuff going on, and the movie company told, excuse me, hey, maybe Santa Claus is up already. Must shoot it then. Uh, the movie company said it was too violent and too bloody and everything. It couldn't be released, so he had to use what money was left from that budget to make House of a Thousand Corpses, and voila, that's what you get. Which is actually pretty good if you're into weird crap like that. But Mike, got you today. I've been wanting, we're going to get to the main subject in a few minutes, but I want to talk about a couple of things first. I've been watching the non-impeachment proceedings, and I thought I would report on it, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to get lost in the shuffle. I'm just going to say a few things about it. One, it's a shift show. Two, Adam, I'm a piece of bullshit. Schiff is making up the rules as he goes along. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's have Donald Trump come and testify. Of course, they want him to testify, but they will not allow cross-examination of witnesses by the Republican Party. Period. They will not allow it. In fact, they're trying to say yesterday. We found out who the real whistleblower was, and it was the I can't even think of the guy's name right now. I should have it listed anyway. He pretty much condemned himself. Schiff, let's tell you a little something here about law. I was a first year law student for a while. There's a little thing where you don't go into court with dirty hands. Okay? We're going to be talking about you guys next show. I won't be on next week. It's Thanksgiving. I've got all this family bullshit to do and all kinds of things happening. So we're going to be missing a week on this one. I feel bad as I'm down to one show a week now instead of two till the end of the holidays because things are so crazy. But anyway, I have a cat. Excuse me, people. I have a cat over here that's being a jerk. I think she's. We're going to do something about her. We took her to the vet to get fixed. I think they gave us a 2-for-1 deal. It took out her brain. But anyway, let me just say yesterday, certain individuals condemned themselves. So far, Schiff's little plan of making up as it goes along, let's nail some jello to the wall and see if it sticks, is not working. Now, all of you out there that are telling me that I'm brainwashed and all this, no, I'm watching the same thing you are. It's just, I'm not buying into the Democratic Party bullshit. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm not a libertarian. I don't believe in parties. I believe in the person. All you out there are trying to tell me that, well, if you don't have parties, you have what's called a dictatorship. No, you don't. You have people voting for a person, not a party. So far, it doesn't matter if Charles Manson were alive running for the Democrat Party to be president, you people would vote for him. So far, anyway. I mean, look at what you voted for before. Bernie, I'm a communist Sanders. You guys buy into all this bullshit about how Venezuela is living the American dream. They're eating their dogs and cats. Okay? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to get to this right here real quick. I don't know how long today's going to be. But last week we did a thing about scandals. The Democrat Party, we're going to go into 10 scandals right now that Biden and Obama deny ever happened. I said that I watched Obama say that he had a totally scandal-free administration. I've seen Biden crowing like a cock that he is that there were no scandals in the Obama administration. He is proud that it was scandal-free. I'm about to call bullshit on you there, Uncle Fudd, whatever your name is. Anyway, let's talk about some things. Number one, the new Black Panther Party scandal. See, I've got all this noted on my other computer here. I feel like I'm in a real newsroom, two computers. I'm looking at my ugly face right now while I'm filming, and I got my information over on the other laptop. On Election Day 2008, members of the new Black Panther Party stood outside a Philadelphia polling place wearing military garb, making racial remarks, and discouraged people from voting. Okay, that even happened here in Atlanta in 2012. It even happened in 2016 here. With and stuff during the Stacey Abrams run for governor here. They were her personal bodyguards. Okay, yeah, that's let's go on here. Voter intimidation case against the New Black Panthers began weeks before Obama took office. It was an open and shut case, and the New Black Panthers didn't even show up in court to defend themselves. Yeah, they were telling people, white people, they're coming in. What's it to vote? What's it like to be ruled by the black man? I don't see color. I see how people carry themselves. But I'm racist because I'm white, according to people like this. They're the ones that they were telling old white ladies to vote for Obama, otherwise they won't be going home. They were doing that here in Atlanta. In fact, they were arrested, but nothing was ever said on the news whatsoever. They were so pro-Obama it wasn't funny. They were pushing for people to vote for Obama to the point where they were threatening them with physical harm. Now, tell me how that's not a scandal for the Obama administration. Let's go to the next one. 2. This is good. The Walpin Gate AmeriCorps firing scandal. In 2009, Barack Obama fired Inspector General Gerald Walpin for investigating his... You're seeing a good profile. Investigating his friend and donor, Kevin Johnson. This is showing a pattern here that I was talking about last week, okay? Golly. Johnson took $850,000 from his own nonprofit organization where he used it to pay for political activity. That's embezzlement, people. That is a major crime. Walpin's investigation revealed a cover-up of sexual abuse allegations against Johnson by 3 underage students. Yeah. This was a guy who supported Obama and gave to his political campaign. Sat there and made speeches and talked about how great Obama was, how much we who didn't vote for him were racist, and we're all horrible people because we didn't vote for the bastard. So, here's one I'm really fond of. Number 3. The green energy loan scandal that went on. Remember? There were more than 50 clean energy companies backed by the Obama-Biden administration. They received money from the government, millions of dollars from the government, in grants and loans, which none of the loans were ever paid back. None of them. They went bankrupt or found themselves in major financial trouble. How is that not a scandal? They were backed by the Obama administration. That's a scandal right there. The taxpayers voted $80 billion for the green economy initiatives that went to companies that supported their campaign. The most well-known example of one of these of these companies that went broke was Solyndra. It received more than a $500 million loan, despite the fact the Department of Energy knew they were on the verge of bankruptcy. Yeah. $500 million going on the verge of bankruptcy. The company could have been worth that much. Somebody took some money home with them. I'll guarantee that. So, golly. I think the reason that Joe wants us to forget this one is because he and Obama were both personally involved in the decision-making process to determine who got the loans. That's really weird. Only the people who backed them politically got loans for this. Got loans, got grants. If you didn't back them politically, you got jack and shit. Okay? Jeez. Here's the next one I'm really happy with. This comes to number 4. The Secret Service. Oh my. In 2012, members of the Secret Service were caught up in a prostitution scandal during Obama's visit to Colombia. Oh yeah. A member of the White House Advance team was reportedly also caught up in the scandal, and the White House responded with a bogus internal White House investigation that predictably found that no White House staffers were involved in the scandal. When evidence emerged that a White House staff member may have been involved, the White House tried to cover that up. Covering up staffers involved in prostitution scandals sounds like a really big scandal to me, people. Yeah. So, where's your scandal-free administration at now, Sleepy Joe? So, anyway, here's the next one. I really like this. The Iran ransom scandal. You know, it's what it's known as. Many months after Obama had completed negotiations for the Iran nuclear deal, resulting in the lifting of sanctions and then freezing of billions in Iranian assets, the Obama administration made a shady agreement with Iran to give them an amount of $400 million. The payment was made with foreign currency and done under the cover of night. Now, if this wasn't illegal, why are you trying to hide it that way? It looks like money laundering. Jeez. The payment also coincided with the release of 4 hostages and was done completely in secret. Not even Congress knew about the payments whatsoever. It was done totally backdoor. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody in Congress knew. Nobody. It was done at night in foreign currency. This is classic money laundering. Okay, somebody got a very large percentage of this money. You know, so let me get another drink here. We got. It's fall. I'm fighting a cold right now, so please forgive me. My throat's a little sore. Oh my. Anyway, let me put this back over here. I'm very candid today. I'm actually feeling good, guys and dolls. Actually, besides almost trying to catch a cold, which I don't know why I'm trying to do it. I could consider it a career change, but it's still up in the air, But I don't know why I'm feeling so good. Anyway, I'm actually being able to do this without being nervous, which is really odd for me since I have anxiety problems anyway. But let's get back to what's going on over here. Golly. See. Let me get this going over. Wrong one. Try controlling 2 laptops at once, people. I'm not good at multitasking. Now, here we go. Do you guys remember Fast and Furious? Oh my God. Let's see. The Obama administration sent 2,000 firearms across the border, lost hundreds of them, and a border agent was killed with one of these guns. That's scandal material, folks. Yes. If it wasn't a scandal. I mean, what did our administration lie, stole, and obstruct the investigation? I remember Attorney Eric Holder falsely claimed to have no knowledge of the operation, and your best buddy in the whole wide world, Obama, personally obstructed the investigation by claiming executive privilege over documents requested by Congress. How's this not a scandal? Please tell me how this isn't a scandal. Okay? Holder was held in contempt of Congress in a bipartisan vote for obstructing the investigation. What more do you need to know about this, folks? This was very shady. Very, very shady. Now, this is one that has been talked about a lot. I think it's been over-talked. Honestly, we all know what went on. We all know nothing's going to happen. We all know that nobody's going to be answerable for this. The Benghazi attack. The attack on the U.S. consulate, in Libya, Benghazi, Libya, not only threatened the Biden administration's narrative, they've been crippling Al-Qaeda and making progress in the war on terror, which they did not cripple Al-Qaeda. In fact, Al-Qaeda became stronger during the Obama administration. They went nuts. They just marauded. Let's see, where was I? But also, it threatened, the fact that this whole cover-up even threatened his re-election. So when Congress investigated, the Obama-Biden administration obstructed their investigation. They attempt to excuse their obstruction by saying that they were launching their own internal investigation, which is a code word for, we ain't done shit, folks. They attempt to excuse their obstruction by saying that, they were doing their own investigation, which is it was completely false. There was no investigation ever made. Otherwise, we would have heard something about it. State Department employees were not allowed to testify. Sounds just like what's going on today, folks. Certain individuals in the so-called impeachment thing, whatever their shifts trying to pull, certain individuals aren't allowed to testify. Certain individuals are not allowed to be questioned. They're not allowed to ask certain questions. You have to write down all your questions. We'll decide which questions get to be answered. What? This is typical of the left. Go ahead and look throughout history, American history, when the left was involved. They pulled some really shady shit when they did stuff like this. Another cat. Hello. Hillary Clinton deleted thousands of subpoenaed emails, and that's obstruction of justice, folks. She had her staff go down and take their BlackBerries into a basement and destroy them with hammers. That's actually on the thing. When she was accused of using, wiping her hard drives and everything, wiping all information with some, I forgot the name of the program, but it deleted all any links, any information, anything whatsoever. When she was questioned about it, she goes, "What did I wipe it with? A cloth? Bitch, you're not being smart. You just showed your idiocy there." It's gotten to the point there with all of this about Benghazi that it's a tragedy that it happened. It's a tragedy that people were killed, but this is something that needs to be looked into further. There are people who are going to have to be answerable for this. It's showing there's criminal abuse of power, criminal saying that they're going to investigate themselves and nobody was investigated. Where's the results of this investigation? There never was an investigation made. And then they want to turn around and blame a YouTube video, which I actually looked up, was on there for a while. And I looked it up. The video isn't even offensive. Okay? This was all done up. There's evidence showing that this had been building up for a couple of days, that they were getting ready to attack our embassy. So, anyway, let's go on to the next one. The scandal with the IRS that went on. It's no secret that Obama's administration used the IRS to improperly target conservative and Tea Party groups. Lois Lerner, the former director of the IRS Exempt Organizations Division at the time, admitted that it happened. She admitted it. Plain and simple, right there in front of Congress. Not only were Tea Party groups improperly targeted, according to documents obtained by the Judicial Watch, but the whole scheme was orchestrated out of Washington, D.C. There is also evidence that White House involved of White House involvement. Douglas Shulman, the IRS commissioner, also said that it was the White House was at the, he was actually at the, excuse me, folks, I'm stuttering. Forgive me. I'm only human. Commissioner Douglas Shulman, was at the White House at least 157 times while the IRS was targeting Tea Party groups. Obama's cabinet members didn't even visit the White House that often. Some IRS employees even claimed, wow, that's interesting, even claimed that Obama himself requested a crackdown of Tea Party groups. There's a lot of coordination with the White House with this, and Biden tell me that's not a scandal in itself. That is abuse of power, big time. And you want to talk about Trump abusing power? Jesus Christ. Now, this one that's really means a lot to me here. This one really affects a lot of people. A lot of people it should never have affected. If you want to know how bad it is, the government is at running healthcare, period. All the people that are all for Obamacare and all this. I want you to look at, how they handle the Veterans Health Administration. They're notorious for large backlogs of benefit claims. In fact, I'm dealing with that right now. Obama had promised on the campaign trail to do better than his predecessor to reduce the backlog. Bush did nothing. Obama did nothing. Obama did less than nothing. I didn't know there could be a deficit made of doing nothing. Until this mess. Jesus Christ. When Obama and Biden took office, the backlog had been in decline, falling by nearly 100,000 people during George W. Bush's second term. Sadly, once Obama and Biden took office, the backlog started to back up even more. Oh my God. It didn't just go up marginally. Jesus. It was more than doubled during the first term from approximately 390,000 outstanding claims to roughly 884,000 outstanding claims. The backlog increased, resulting in the number of veterans dying while waiting to receive care. I mean, people ask me, well, why don't you go to the VA for what's wrong with you? Because I want to live. Okay? I go to a civilian doctor. I don't worry about the VA. I don't want anything to do with the government. I've got outside insurance. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, the VA has failed so many people. Where it takes me 4 or 5 days for an appointment to see a doctor. With a VA, it would take me months. And by that time, once he's going to see the doctor, you're probably going to die anyway. Right now, the PTSD I have, my counselor currently that I have actually worked for the VA, counseling people with PTSD, and then she went into private practice. Her exact words to me were, "I'm glad you didn't go to the VA. You'd never get the help you needed." And I asked her to please explain this to me. And she said, "Well, why did you want to come to see somebody in private practice, then go and have it paid for by the VA?" I said, "Because, well, I can't afford to wait 6 months, for an appointment for them to tell me I'm screwed up in the head." Okay. She told me straight up, if I had gone to the VA, by the time they saw me, I would either be an alcoholic or on my way, if not dead already. So that says a lot about the VA and how it's failed everybody. And thanks to Obama and them, it failed a lot of people. And it hasn't improved. It has not improved one bit. Trump hasn't really done anything for it. Well, now we can see, the VA says we can see an outside doctor, and it doesn't affect our benefits at all. So we're going to see how that works. So anyway, Eric Holder even refused to investigate the problem. And he was Obama's best friend, evidently. Obama let him do anything he wanted to do. The reason why is because the Biden transition team had been warned about the VA using secret lists to hide the true state of the backlog, and warned twice more in 2010 and again in 2012. Wow. But they did nothing about it, letting the problem spiral out of control. I guess Joe doesn't think that 307,000 veterans dying while waiting for medical treatment from that administration isn't a scandal. Nobody considers that to be a scandal, even though it is. I actually had somebody tell me one time, well, they were in the military, they knew the risks. Well, you're an idiot, and you know the risks of being an idiot. Okay. So, anyway, now we get to this one, which is kind of interesting. Nobody is answering to this. Nobody's being answerable to this problem here whatsoever. Joe Biden, he likes to crow about how there's been no scandals in the Obama-Biden administration. Well, this is coming from a guy who doesn't even know what city or state he's in half the time. This is a guy who actually said, and it's in the news, it was on TV, we all saw it, where he said, "We don't let the facts get in the way of the truth." The guy is delusional. He's never done anything in his entire career to actually help anybody or anything. Well, he did come up with something called gun-free zones. I want you to look at all the shootings. The mass shootings been going on. Where did they happen? I'll wait. You can answer. I'll wait. Oh, gun-free zones there, Joe. Thanks for creating areas where people are going to die. Good going, buddy. Oh, jeez. This right here, really, I don't know how anybody got away with this. I really don't know how. Because it's been proven it happened. In Nancy Pelosi's own words, it's in the news. It must be true. So, geez, golly, jeez. They pretend this didn't happen, but it did. It's been proven it happened. We know that the Trump spying scandal. We know the spying was justified in using a bogus dossier. It's been proven bogus. Took you 3 years to prove it, but it's bogus. It was funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign. That's been proven also. What began as a means to undermine Trump before the 2016 election ultimately became a means to undermine his presidency. This dossier, I want to go back a little bit in time on this. There is a newspaper report. I've got to find it. I've seen it several times. A lot of us have seen it. Back when back when McCain was running for president, there was a newspaper report about him and his ties to Russia and all these things he did. It was, I think, very few newspapers posted it at the time. But if you take what they posted and blamed him for, Joe Biden for, and compare it to what Trump, what they're blaming Trump for, what they blamed Trump for to begin with, uh, you'll see Windows. I hate Windows. You'll see that other than a few names and places, it's all exactly the same. It's the same exact things. Like, well, we're going to release this as soon as Biden's elected. We're going to get him out of office. Oh, he didn't get elected. File it away. We'll use it later. That's exactly what went on. That's exactly what is happening. It's where the dossier came from. The whole narrative came from that. So, let me finish this off right here. My notes here on this computer. Where was I? Oh yeah, the 2016 election ultimately became a means to undermine his presidency. The Mueller investigation, a 22-month effort to uncover alleged Russian collusion, predictably turned up nothing. Nothing. The same as this impeachment bullshit's going to do. Nothing. There's the people he spoke to in Ukraine actually said that didn't happen. In fact, the Ukrainian, those in the Ukraine, they have evidence they want to present, but they can't get it here because the head of the State Department, whatever her name is, refused, well, didn't quite refuse to give them visas to come here. She just didn't give it to them. Now, they don't want to give it to the FBI because the FBI itself, they believe is to be compromised. They want to give it themselves. But our State Department won't let them come here with it. Will not allow visas to these people. So, take it however you want. You know, there are a lot of scandals that went on, and a lot of people saying there were no scandals. Well, I just named 10 from the Obama administration. They want to believe creepy Joe Biden, him saying that, well, we had no scandals. You take it from a guy who doesn't even know where he's at half the time. This is a guy who doesn't even know what he's talking about half the time. And you're going to believe him. Well, I found the scandals. I found them very easily. They're all over the place. And this isn't just from right-wing conspiracy sites. Some of these actually came from leftist sites. So, go ahead, say what you will. It's all of this was in the news. It must be true. So, anyway, look, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I've been going at this for about half an hour, and I still have work to do today. Seems that I'm disabled. I'm not able to have a real job, but I'm working harder now at home than I did in a real job, evidently. But I hate the holidays. I'm always busy. You guys, I want to let you know I appreciate every one of you. And if it wasn't for a lot of you, this channel wouldn't be up. I don't count my subscribers, how many I have. I'm just jazzed to have subscribers. So if you would, man, if you watched this, if you liked what you heard, if you enjoyed any part of it, if you were even mildly entertained, hit the subscribe and like buttons. It does this the algorithm. Does this channel good on the algorithm. If you have arguments with me, let me know. If you guys just want to say something, say hi. Let me know you're out there, folks. I'll talk to you guys in about 2 weeks. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and be good to one another. Talk hard, and Epstein didn't kill himself. Goodbye, folks. Take care of yourself. I'm Robin Graves, and this has been The World According to Graves.